Welcome to the Exact Digital Podcast, the show where we dive into how digital marketing agencies are using paid media to drive real growth for their clients and for themselves. From planning to ROI and everything in between, we uncover the strategies, stories, and systems that set agencies apart. Each episode, we'll talk with agency leaders who are innovating with paid media, scaling their businesses, and delivering results that matter. Whether you're looking to expand your services or sharpen the edge of your current offerings, you're in the right place. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Exact Digital Podcast, the show where we go beyond the numbers to explore what really moves the needle in digital advertising. Every episode, we sit down with marketing leaders, agency innovators, and industry trailblazers to uncover the stories, strategies, and fresh perspectives shaping the future of marketing. Joining us today is Doug Gotay, co-founder of Cubic Squared. Doug has spent his career helping cybersecurity companies break through the noise and grow with confidence using a smart blend of human creativity and AI superpowers. He's passionate about making complex tech feel approachable and turning great products into real market traction. Doug, we're excited to have you on the show. Can you tell us a little bit more about the origin story of Cubic Squared and what inspired you to combine marketing and cybersecurity with AI?
Yeah, Tiffany, thank you for having me on the podcast. Really appreciate it. So at Cubic Squared, we have a great story. My better half and Gotay first started this company as a traditional B2B marketing agency, serving specifically the cybersecurity market. The reason why we, only worked in cybersecurity was because her and I spent our entire careers in cybersecurity. This is all we know, right? In
Yeah.
tech. So what better way to have marketers and, folks that have been in the trenches to be able to help you start and grow your company and, achieve what all founders dream of, which is, hitting nirvana, right? Which is acquisition, publicly traded, whatever that is. And we've done it very well. And now we have transformed from where we are still today, very much a marketing agency that has created what we call a symbiotic relationship between humans and AI. We are now building the world's first true AI workforce platform. And this is battle tested already through our clients' work. And we are preparing to bring this for general availability. Yeah. And we're
Amazing.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. AI is the topic of conversation everywhere you turn. So yeah, I can
It
imagine. What an
is.
incredible background. What are some misconceptions people might have about cybersecurity marketing and something that you often encounter? Is there anything that comes up often?
Um, that it all sounds the same, right? Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, and it is true, right? Because, there are many vendors out there in specific categories that almost sound like they're saying the same thing. And that is very true when you're working in a in a in a world where speed is of the essence. And I think there's a loss of creativity when you're just trying to get out as much content, social media, right? Just as many channels as you can. And you lose the opportunity to really understand where are those opportunities for us to really sound different, right?
Mhm.
That is saying things that our competitors are not saying today. That is where you start to use AI in a beautiful way, in a very powerful way. But we know that it was close to 83% of all marketers are just scratching the surface when using AI. And that's a shame, you know?
Mhm.
So I hope that answers your question. directly.
Yeah, no. Well, and actually it kind of leads me, might even be answering this question I had.
Hmm.
But you talk about agentic AI and
Hmm.
human marketers working together. Like, can you walk us through like real world campaign, like what that hybrid model is made of and like how that makes the difference?
Yeah, I can explain kind of our process,
Yeah.
and it'll give you an example of, the use of agentic AI versus what people think agencies are using, or most agencies are using AI today.
Mhm.
There are You are working on campaigns or a task using AI by, you know, you spin up Claude, you spin up ChatGPT, you put together your prompt, you give it some context, and then, you hope for the best, right? That's where we
Mhm.
see a lot. This is why there's also challenges for agencies like us when we first meet an organization that wants to work with us, because they're so used to the outputs that they're getting, which is them fighting back and forth, trying to get the right sound, the right, tone of voice, and et cetera, right? With us, we've built these agents through extensive training. Domain experts in areas of content writing, strategy, analytics, SEO, social media, so on and so forth. We feed and train it algorithm updates and so on and so forth. So there's a different level when you're working with agents, then you're working with, let's say, just the ChatGPT and you're prompting back and forth with it. So let me give you an example of what it's
Yeah.
like working with a system like ours. A client will go and put a task in Asana. Once it hits Asana, if it has the right information, or if it doesn't, we'll then take it and put it into ours. But in a perfect world, it has everything that we ask for. And then from there, it triggers an event where it will be sent off to what we call a CMO agent. That CMO agent acts as an orchestrator, and it will then delegate that task to the right agentic team. That agentic team could be SEO, right? So let's stick with SEO for a second.
Yeah.
And that task will then go and be processed and worked on. And that SEO agent also has sub agents, it has tools, it has access to first party data like GA4, GSC, and so on and so forth. From there, it does its work, it's done, and then it goes and it sends that off to a human, the human in the loop, as we call it. That human in the loop is what's going to be that person that's going to look over the work, make sure that it is correct. They'll do their due diligence, and then from there, they'll approve it. If it's approved, it will then go ahead and be processed into the delivery that it's meant for. If it's keyword research, it'll be in Google Sheets or Excel. If it's for SEO content, if it's for competitive and competitor skyscraping, right, which is an SEO tactic as well, it will then go ahead and process that, put it in a doc, put it in a calendar, however it may be, and then it'll ship back off to the client. Same thing with content. If we're writing content for the client, we'll send it back. After review, they'll make comments. The really cool thing about agentic systems is, especially with ours, is we've created a context memory system where it's consistently learning the client's nuances and context over time. Every time you send us over a marked up draft of a blog, oh, this is, said incorrectly, or this was technically inaccurate. It continuously learns. After a certain amount of time, we found that about 95% or so of our content is in perfect order. It's never going to be perfect, because if you have a client that has multiple SMEs looking at it, we also found that's the wrong thing to do, because every SME has their own opinion on how something should be said. So that shows you how flawed humans can be
Right.
over the
Right.
agentic system. And that's why we trust our systems a lot more these days than anything else, because of how highly trained it is. But they need each other, right?
Right.
And
Right.
we always say that we're not at a time in our lives And where AI today, where you can run AI fully autonomously, especially in a creative environment, it needs that human to drive it, especially when it comes to strategy. It needs
Mhm.
context. Context is the magic behind AI and its perfection. And that's the real big thing here. And a lot of folks don't know that, or they don't remember that each and every time that they're working with it.
Yeah. Yeah. AI, well, adopting AI can feel really intimidating. So, like, how
Yeah.
is it that you guys guide your clients through integrating AI with with their marketing and their sales, and without making too much of a disruption? How do you guys does your team handle that?
Well, that's a big part of Cubic Squared is that we work very hard to create a frictionless experience for our clients. Everything from
Mhm.
onboarding to deliveries, we try to make it as seamless as possible. And we've heard numerous times that it's amazing how nobody needs to handhold us. Once you give us what we need after onboarding, we can run autonomously as your enterprise marketing arm. And really the only, um, how do I say, syncs with our clients are for strategy, for, data review, right? When we send over reports, we want to make sure that, they're understanding it correctly, things like that. Or
Yeah.
I said already, but planning as well, right? Content planning. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Your website, you kind of talk about just becoming a natural extension of your
hmm
client's team.
hmm
How do you build that level of trust and integration?
Yeah. That is number one, just having a really great team, great relationship, and building
Mhm.
trust from day one. It's really important to be transparent more than ever, especially when you are operating AI agents to serve as the force multiplier for your clients. And I think that's really important, right? Because most of the pushback or concern or curiosity to get, they need to know more is, I don't know, I've never done this before, right? This is so new to me. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know this reaction. How many times do we need to meet? So on and so forth. And once we go through that with them, right? And we show them how simple this process is, and that never again is there a worry, right?
Yeah,
And we're really proud of the system that we've built, and it's consistently evolving and innovating for that matter. And we're excited for what's coming in Q1 of next year.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. So for mid-size cybersecurity companies wanting to scale marketing without blowing the budget, what are your top three tactics?
Yeah, that's a great question. One is hiring a service like us.
Yes.
We can operate your very lean team as an enterprise class marketing organization at a fraction of the cost. That's number one. But number two, all jokes aside, there's a number of ways. Mid-sized organization, we have a few clients of that fit into this profile, and one is today more than ever is content is king,
Mm,
and the reason being is we now know that 80%, 80%, remember that number,
yeah.
is the amount of research that your prospect is performing on you before they even reach out to you. And by the time they reach out to you, they've already selected you as a potential solution that then now they are ready to interact with your sales team and your engineering team. If you're able to get the content down correctly and you have both brand awareness, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, you have a variety of content as well. We're not just talking about blogs, guides, ebooks. We're talking video. We're
Mm,
talking social media. It's an omni-channel approach that it needs to be done more than ever today. Paid media as well. right? When
Yeah.
you're at a stage where you have a brand, your brand is already developed, you have good PR, right? You may not be a winner in your category, but you want to be. Now's your
Yeah.
time to be able to crush your competition by understanding the content, the intent of your target audience for each stage and writing for them. That's huge. And I can't state that enough. And we see it every day, every day. The winners are the ones that are putting out content, really good content at
Mm.
scale, with consistency on multiple channels. That's number one. Number two, social media, especially for cybersecurity. You have to have a strong social media program. You also need to make sure that you are not just creating social media content to put it out there and sharing blogs. You need a variety of content from, you know, graphics, motion graphics, carousels, video, so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then three, enable your sales team, right? One of the big takeaways from working 20 years in cybersecurity is I never understood, this might be in other industries as well, but there was always friction between marketing and sales. Sales always saying those leads are no good, right? Oh, there's not enough leads, right? Marketing
Okay.
saying that, the sales team is not prosecuting enough. If you can fix that, right? That is
Mhm.
the cheapest. That is the cheapest investment out there, right? Fix that, enable each other. And what I mean by that is if you both are sharing insights, one of the weirdest things to me when I work with organizations is when I see the sales team not updating marketing on what they hear on the ground, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So what we started to do with our clients is we ask for, are you recording your sales calls? If so, send it to us. And we start to dig and we find some really great nuggets that will allow us to write content, social media that is addressing friction points, whatever it may be that we find in there. We use AI to tell us, right? And then from there, we write the content, we write the collateral, anything of that nature. And it
Yeah,
works. Yeah,
that's cool. I mean, your team is already basically creating the content on these calls, so that's
correct.
fascinating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Very cool
correct.
that you can go through with AI and develop that. Okay, so this is just for fun. If
hmm
you weren't doing anything, if you weren't doing what you're doing now,
hmm
what is an alternative career you would be doing and why?
A restaurateur. That's very easy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's very easy. Yeah, so I was a chef in another life and in a past life for that matter. And I love the hospitality industry. My father worked in nightclubs in New York City for a long time. And very early on, I got to work at nightclubs with him. He was the head of security for a big nightclub group. So we managed the largest nightclubs in New York City. And I always
Wow.
loved the world. And
Yeah.
I will at some point invest in our first restaurant. And I know exactly what it will be. It'll be a Mediterranean, like a grill, open
Okay.
fire, steak, things like that. So,
Okay, so is
yeah.
steak your go-to dish? If you have like one thing you could make, that's
I
your
mean, I love steak. I like cooking on open fire. So think
okay.
Argentinian
Yeah.
steakhouses, grills, things like that. That's what I love. Tuscany, so on and so forth. Wood fire, that's my thing. But
Wood fire. Love
yeah,
it. Love it. Well, finally, what's one thing about Cubic Squared that you think people don't realize that you wish they did?
the ooh, I don't know if that's something I want to answer in this directness, but people think we operate with a 20-person team when in
Uh-huh.
reality we are sub 10.
Mm.
And because of our agentic systems that we've built, we've able to take the, you know, 7 now marketers
Mm-hmm.
and operators, as we call them, and transform them into a 30-person team.
Wow.
Yep. So, for every, just to give you an example, for every operator, we found that one operator could essentially manage 8 to 10 clients, depending on the workload or the scope of work. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Nope, that answers the question for sure.
Hmm.
Well, thank you again for joining us today.
Hmm.
For those of you listening, if you want to learn more about Cubic Squared and their team, you can log on to cubicsquared.ai or you can
Hmm.
follow them over on LinkedIn. And thanks again for watching this episode brought to you by Exact Digital, your dedicated partner for performance driven media from programmatic display, CTV, paid social, search, and beyond. Let us know how we can help you.